Half I'll cut the video. No, one second. I'm not able to. No. Please tell me, sir. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to conclude this session, sir. Hello.
Sir, great
I
to
could
see
not
you, sir.
hear. Audio is very poor, sir.
Yes, sir. Great. I can see you. Unmute.
Sir, can you make it
can see
audible,
you, sir.
sir?
I can
I'm
see
not able
you.
to hear you properly.
Yeah,
Can
everything
you
is
switch
fine,
off your
sir.
video, sir? Can you switch off your video? Yeah, I could not hear anything.
I think telephonically you should be informed. You should be informed because Mr. Subramanian was unable to hear, see the video, or he cannot talk through the laptop. Please inform him that this is concluded. Thanking him. Okay. So it was an excellent session.
Tell me, sir.
It was indeed an excellent session.
Sir, make
So now
IR sir presenter, sir.
Our
Please. IR sir is not presenter now.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. I will check it.
Okay.
Yes. We need to. You should be a presenter.
So,
sir, IR sir is now organized. He can share it, sir.
Okay. I'm not getting a message for sharing. Okay. Screen sharing is coming. Okay, that's all.
Subramanian sir, I request to just yes.
I'm able to see. I think Mr. Subramanian
yes,
has
sir.
to.
Great, sir. Everything is fine. Just click your PPT, sir. Where is your PPT?
Can you hear me, sir?
Great. Make full screen, sir. Full screen. Yes, sir. Last time you did, sir.
Yeah, very nice.
Or go to slideshow then. Instead of PPT slideshow. Slideshow. At center. Great. Click it. And left from beginning. Yes. Very nice, sir. Please proceed.
Very nice, sir. Very nice. Yeah. Okay, sir. So now we have conducted this session.
I could not hear anything, sir.
So it's actually, is it so?
Please, sir.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to hear me? Okay, it's an extended session actually. This is actually extended session of water conservation audit. Here, what changes I have made is I have actually introduced some case studies. This is the only change I have made in this.
No, sir. See here, sir. All the participants are new. You can start from start. There is no issue, sir. All participants are new.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
No issue, sir.
No,
please.
That is okay. Very good.
No, all are new, sir. Please.
See, water. To start with, water is more important than energy. Why? Because without water, there is no energy. So if you want to have a thermal station to work, that requires water. And the water itself, all over the world, you can see that 15% of the energy consumed is for water, for bringing that water to our taps. So this may be varying from place to place, but then it is at an average 15% of the water is energy is used for transferring this water, transporting this piping through pipelines, everything, pumping. So we are spending, that is 15% is used. So that is why water is important. Water is given more importance even in the Indian Green Building Council. So first water conservation is discussed. Afterwards only it goes to energy conservation. So then lot of importance is given in the rating system, that roof water, rainwater harvesting, plumbing services, So these are taken care of. So the making our systems water efficient, and this is also very, very important as per the SDG, that is Sustainable Development Goals. Water is important, energy is important, everything is important, education is important. So first we should have a community awareness. We should have awareness how to control water. Whatever that we are what we are using in our house or even community, 50% can be saved because it is all going to waste. So, and these are all very costly. Water is precious. You cannot allow even a single drop of water to waste. So save water, save energy. That is the slogan nowadays. So in our this one, water filtration can be done and reused. So these technologies are being discussed in our presentation for especially since you are all new entrants. I will go into the starting from the fundamentals, and we will also discuss something about water harvesting, how to have the technology of toilet to tap. From the toilet, water can also be used for the tap. That means drinking water. It may appear to be very odd or weird to talk about that, but then it is possible by technology. The technology will also we will discuss. Then the final, not the final, it's a beginning actually. Water audit. How to carry out a comprehensive water audit. So process study, measurements. So groundwater. You see, our grandfather used to get this water. Actually, during our childhood, there was no problem shortage of water. We used to get it from well, and we used to from our village. So we used to take water from village wells for our drinking purposes and for our taking bath. We had 2 ponds full of water all the time. So there's no problem. But then tomorrow there's going to be a problem. Today there's a problem already. Tomorrow there's going to be a big shortage of water because even the rivers will run dry. So this is going to be the situation. Tomorrow we are not going to have water, and there will be fight between the districts, between the countries for water. The next stage of this one will be for water war. What we are getting through Godavari water or this one, any water for that matter, from the rivers, because they are all running dry, and they are also whatever is remaining is polluted. So valuing water, we have got a World Water Day, that is 21. Today water is under extreme threat, growing population, because population is increasing without any control. So the water remains the same. So same water has to be used. And water conservation, all the policies, even government policies are there, strategies, sustainable inability managed to resource fresh water to protect the hydrosphere and the population control. Factors such as climate change. Climate change is already affecting us. Global warming has created a lot of problems for natural water resources, rainwater, and even agriculture, the unseasonal rains and soaring temperatures. Nowadays, the temperature in Delhi, as per the latest report, is 7 degrees, much more than what is required. That is usual. It is 47 degrees or something like that. So this is the situation. Then the water is also not available. What will happen? And goals of water conservation. So yeah, energy conservation, water pumping, delivery of wastewater treatment facilities consumed. See, some regions world over 15% total electricity consumption is devoted to water management. So this is already discussed. Habitat conservation, where minimum human usage also helps in preserve freshwater habitats. So keep clean containers to boil. So key activities, avoiding any damaged water quality, improve, because drinking water quality is very important. So most of the technologies which you are using is actually not preserving it, because RO water is the first that we can do. That is that particular things will be taken care of in the later part of the presentation. So we have to have digging ponds, lakes, canals, everything, preserve our water bodies, keep it clean. That is actually the task of the community. We can push everything to the government. If you can go to the advanced countries, everything is taken care of by the locals. Government does nothing, only they will do the facilitate. So this is what is happening here. We expect governments to do everything, which is not possible. So water conservation, groundwater resources. So contamination of groundwater is another this one because of the pollution. Industrial pollution is rampant. So industry spoils our groundwater resources also and the entire water bodies, because you can see any lakes is all covered with our dirt and effluents from the industries. So practicing sustainable methods utilizing groundwater flows due to gravity and eventually discharge into streams. Excess pumping of groundwater. So this is going on rampant because we going on pumping groundwater for our agricultural use, everything. So with the result, there is groundwater levels is coming down. So in coastal regions, over pumping groundwater can increase saltwater intrusion. That's another area which once you are in the coastal region. So community awareness is very much important. You already discussed about it. So if we are not aware of it, what is happening around us and what we can do to prevent leakages and reduce our consumption, it is not going to help. At least we should be aware of it. We should also teach our children how to conserve water, energy, everything, because unless they are, at least we should be aware of it, number one, and we should educate our children, policymakers, farmers, and everybody. Social solution. First thing is, for the irrigation system, we have to introduce drip irrigation system, which is being followed in Israel, and we are trying to because in agriculture the total wastage of water is there, and we have got free electricity. With the result, the pumps will go on working continuously, and there will be overflooding of water, and that even affects your farming produce. So in the coming slides, we will discuss about the details. Xeriscaping is a method of garden design which is used plants that can be maintained with little water. So that is a xeriscaping is a technology by which technique actually by which minimum water usage plants are being selected. So measuring and metering is very, very important, because if you cannot measure anything, you cannot control anything. So for that you have to quantify. Quantification is metering. So our water audit starts with metering. So first thing is metering, metered this one. Even IGBC is also insisting upon metering. So water supply is less than 30% of the US environmental estimates that our conservation efforts that from our side itself can be reduced, consumption can be reduced by 20–40%. Water metering should benefit the society. So in the long run, you will find that water metering increases the efficiency of the entire water supply system. Technology options. So we will go into the technology. Part of that, conservation is one part of it, that you and I can do everything. We can control it from our side. That itself is 30–40%. You can reduce water consumption and avoid wastages. And if you go into the technology options, what is this technology option? To reuse, recycle, and reuse. And even existing water supplies, even the existing water supply can also be made more that is environmental friendly, clean, so that it can be portable. It can be used by the human consumption without any problems. So the modern shower heads. So we unnecessarily waste water in the showers, then even your flush waters. So these can also be reduced by using the aeration pipelines or taps, then low flush toilets. Household appliances. Household applications most efficient, replacing toilets with retrofitting low flow shower, low flow toilets, low flush toilets, dual flush toilets, faucet aerators, raw water flushing, wastewater you reuse by allowing reuse of grey water and recycling of wastewater through purification. What is happening is in our housing and colonies, everything, what you use, the entire toilet water is getting mixed with the other waters, everything, entire water, and it goes to the STP, which is a very, very wrong practice, because then the entire thing is contaminated with the toilet flush. Whereas the way water, the disadvantage is the way water, that is the water which is coming from the flush, the bath, as well as the kitchen, can be recycled and can be reused even for drinking, which is not possible once you are contaminating with the toilet water. But unfortunately, our entire construction is made like that, in such a way that everything is mixed together. So now the new construction has to separate out both grey water and the toilet water, and they should treat them separately so that more recovery from the used water can be possible. Rainwater harvesting is one of this one we'll be discussing in detail. High efficiency cloth washers, weather-based irrigation controls, garden hose nozzles. These are all very, very simple, effective steps, everything. Commercial applications. So waterless urinals, it can also be used and installed in schools. Waterless car washers. So these are the certain commercial applications where this can be used. Agricultural application. Water is a very important part in agriculture. Plants always take a lot of groundwater, should be replenished with irrigation. Optimal water efficiency means minimizing losses, evaporation, runoff of subsurface drainage, evaporation pan with specific crop correction factors, flood irrigation, overhead irrigation, drip irrigation. Drip irrigation methods can save 30,000 gallons of water by the irrigation with a spray in all directions. So drip irrigation only using only minimum water that is required for the plant, unnecessarily without wasting water, because more of water in there, this one, everything, it is not going to help in any way for growth, plant growth. Plant growth only requires minimal water. Water reuse. So water shortage can also has become increasingly difficult. More than 40% of the world population live in regional demand for water exceeds its supply. So seawater desalination is one of the increasing methods which is being used in the coastal areas, which is very good actually. Seawater desalination, how do you do it? Seawater desalination along with the solar energy applications. So that will be more effective than using other desalination technique of even heating while, but again spoiling external heating system other than solar. This will not be cost effective. Agricultural application, commercial application, we have already water usage. Wastewater treatment, yes, again, a lot of filtration processes are there. That is sand filtration. Sand filtration needs further improvement, but sand filtration can be also done with carbon filtration, and limestone is also added by layer with the result entire this is taken care of, the filtration is taken care of. So water filtration methods are being shown here. That image is very clear. It's a two compartment septic tank with pumping chamber. So another sand filter is again there. So from this septic tank, the pipes are leading to sand filter, and from there it is discharged. Sand and gravel, again sand, gravel, 2 layers. So here also it is very clear. There are these are all very, very simple systems which can be employed everything, which is being utilized also. So again, the same thing, showing more elaborate system. Then tertiary water plant. So here you can see tertiary treatment of wastewater, water from secondary treatment. Actually, this is coming from earlier. Tertiary is third stage it is. So 2 stages already passed. So from there it is going the filter tank, it goes and treated water. And here it is going to air pump. Then afterwards here is anthracite. Anthracite is high quality coal, high grade coal, which is with a maximum carbon content. It's very rare to get it. It's very costly also. But what we are getting in the final product is very, very safe. Sewage treatment. See, there are 2 methods already there. Aerobic digestion process. In aerobic digestion process, the digestion is carried out by blowing air, by air blowers. So air blowers, that motor is required, then air blowers required is all electrically operated. The second one is more advanced, anaerobic biogas. And anaerobic biogas has got an advantage that does not need power, and it is going without that. There is supply of oxygen is stopped there, and so it is allowed to have a digestion when microorganism breakdown gradually. And CH4, CO2, CH4 is methane. Methane is a combustible gas. So this combustible gas can be recycled, can be used for our kitchen gas instead of our gas cylinder. Methane can be used, and in the case of methane emission, methane that is coming out is trapped. That's the advantage of this particular. So the advantage is you don't have any electrical equipments. The second thing is you are getting CH4, which is about 3% of the by weight of the total material that is being fed into the anaerobic digester, and the remaining material is organic fertilizers that can be used for as organic fertilizers also. Now sewage treatment plant schematically shows. So it is going to the bar screen. From there it is all filtered. The big particles are all taken out separately. Then it is taken to the settling tank. From the aeration tank, clarifier, chlorine. Finally, it is subjected to chlorinization. That is chlorine. Then so the purified. Then it goes to the lands. So this is anaerobic digestion. So it has got a layer, scum layer, then supernatant, then active zone, digested sludge for dewatering, low rate. So this is actually digested sludge, you know, that is this is an organic fertilizer, and gas is going out. So this can be tapped and used for our kitchen. So this is another view of anaerobic digester. So anaerobic digestion plant it is. The big plant, schematic diagram. So basic anaerobic digester. So we have got all components there. The components are there. There is a gas recirculation pump, digester water level, and effluent outlet gas compressor. That is actually the second stage. Anaerobic system again. Anaerobic sewage plant. This is actually plant once it is constructed. Now we are going to the next stage, that is rainwater harvesting. What is happening is rainwater harvesting. Rain, we are getting substantial rain, but what happens if we are unable to tap this rainwater, which is going to the rivers, again contaminating to the lands, through the land that is drained out. We are unable to make use of this particular rainwater. So rainwater harvesting is a system which we can use it ourselves in our houses, colonies, everywhere we can collect the rainwater from the surface as well as from the rooftop. Rooftop can be straight away used for drinking purposes with some filtration. So what are the benefits? Clean and absolutely free. The best water available is rainwater. So we can have got a total control over this. In our subsequent slides, I will discuss how the rainwater harvesting can be designed, because we have used in our colony. So even if you spend some money for rainwater harvesting, for plumbing services as well as filtration, that we will be getting back the amount within one season, and the entire subsequent period you will be getting free water. So these are the simple methods of keeping in rainwater barrels with a single room accommodation or a double room accommodation, independent house. So there are serious limitations there. There is a small quantity. So this is slightly bigger. Dry system. Wet system is more, still slightly bigger. So we have to have a comprehensive rainwater collection system. So depending upon where you live, where you live in a separate house, independent house, or in a colony. So this is rainwater collection system, even for the roof. The details are shown. So rainwater harvesting from the roof is one part, and this is another area for the land also, collection area, water pump, everything, sanitation tank. So surface runoff, rainwater harvesting, rooftop, then runoff water, storm water. So these storm water also can be, roof water is very, very simple. Residential home, houses, everywhere you can use this. For domestic applications, flushing toilets, everything. Advantages is rainwater harvesting, we have discussed in detail. Water consumption, at least two months of water can be stored by rainwater. 2 months consumption, minimum 2 months, if you are judiciously using it, applying the system. So IGBC rating system gives a lot of importance for the roof water. So there you have got credits, will be getting points. Then again, how will you use the water? That is water efficient plumbing services and grey water usages. Grey water separately and black water separately, which is the future applications. Now coming to water audit. Water audit is, because like energy audit, water audit is also important. Once only by conducting a water audit, you will find out exactly where the losses take place, and we can take corrective action. So it is a big step, everything. It's the same technique which you are using for energy audit or any audit for that matter. We collect all details, everything, where from the water comes, how it comes, the quality of water that is there, everything. Then water audit is reducing water losses, improved financial performance, improved reliability of supply system, enhanced knowledge of distribution system, efficient use of the existing supplies, better safeguard to public health and property, improved public relations, reduce legal liability, and reduce disruption. So a lot about this one. This is actually a low-hanging fruit, which we have to use it with minimum investment. So how to do the water audit? Approach to carry out water audit, step by step. It's given. It's with a top-down approach. Water flow data should be collected. Each and every data matters. So simple water balance equation is P is equal to E plus Q, where change in storage can be considered negligible. Basics. The first step is to calculate the average water use from the water bill. use of 90 days billing period is our standard. Calculate the average daily consumption dividing the total consumption for the quarter 90 days. Elements of water audit. Amount of water produced in water supply, water delivered in the matter of users, water delivered in unmetered users, both can be separately taken into consideration. So steps of water audit. I'm going by step in detail. Due to paucity of time, we can't go into entire thing, everything. You can have a flip through all these points it is given. If it is necessary, we can, in the end of the session, if the time permits, we can go back to the process study. Flow measurement devices. See, useful for future extension of modernization of the system. We want to have this process study, which is very important. System audit. The current water usage and system for water use. The scope of any modification, measurement methodology from the intake point. Bulk metering should be done. So discharge analysis and audit report. So finally, we are going to have an audit report where the comprehensive report for that detailed case of the entire cases has been studied, and a cost to benefit study for optimum recovery of water loss will be performed. So water audit report may invariably contain amount of water earmark made available for service, amount of water utilized both through the meter and unmetered supplies, water loss and efficiency, and suggested measures to check water loss and improve efficiency. Effective water audit report may be purposeful in detection of leakage or distribution problems in the distribution system and take timely action for plugging such leaks and thereby reducing conveyance losses. Water audit system should be undertaken regular intervals. It's not that one audit is sufficient. You should do yearly basis. So in the domestic sector, yes, it is all in our hands to reduce the losses. 50% of the losses can be averted. 80% of the return flow would go to the surface water sources and balance 50% to groundwater. These are the things which can be controlled from our end. Per capita water consumption. Now we should have a measurement. What is the measurement? That means we are using in a specific energy consumption in our energy audit. Here for water audit or for water conservation, we should have specific usage of, it is called 40, that is per capita per day. So how much we are using the water per day. So the water requirement for me, for instance, for you also, 40 liters is sufficient for washing, drinking, everything put together, and washing clothes, everything put together, only that is sufficient. So, but then it can be increased to 70 liters per second per capita, liters per capita per day. House service connection. And again, it can be enhanced to 135. So the maximum is, the minimum you can say it is 40 liters and maximum 135. So beyond 135, so even 150, some allowance is still given. Beyond 155, it is all sheer waste. So these wastages should be in our house, in our colony. We have got 3,000 households, maybe 3,000 inhabitants may be there. We are getting 6 lakhs municipal water supply, which is you can say 2,000. But still it is insufficient. There is water, then we are getting water tankers. Just see, sheer waste of water, but then nobody wants to listen. They still go on keeping the water tap open and wasting water, using too much of water for everything. So these usage losses are all there, rampant. So we have to curtail ourselves. Once we do audit, we'll come to know. So how actually this water audit has to be made mandatory. If energy audit has to be made mandatory, so energy audit should also be made mandatory in our residential houses. This is what the message or as from the to the BE, we are going to submit a suggestion that water audits and energy audits should be made mandatory in colleges, education institutions, and housing colonies. So in domestic water supply, water audit is considered very important. Water audit helps to determine the water loss for the distribution system. So water measurement. So metered water and unmetered water. So unmetered water means we don't have any problem. We don't have any figures. It's only approximation. So metered water we can have a bit of assessment. So our effort should be to have more of metered water, and actually each individual household should be charged based on the metered consumption. Otherwise, there is no control. Distribution system audit. Again, if you go into the further details, you can have the distribution system audit to find out whether any leakages are there. A comprehensive include. So audit includes an inventory of meters, analysis of water, periodic checking of accuracy of meters. So meters are also to be calibrated from time to time. So factors should be considered for corrective measures, whether losses occur, where the losses occur, how much loss is there, and what possible solutions exist, cost of solution, and time for implementation solutions. It is a project by itself. So water losses and follow-up. So the apparent losses are there, visible losses are there. So these visible losses, we know it very much. Certain things we don't know. So these two things have to also be taken care of. Customer meter inaccurate. Again, accuracy of meters is very important. Benefits of non-revenue water. Industrial sector again, touching the domestic sector. Industrial water demand. Again, industrial water actually create pollution because most of the industrial water that is discharged is effluents. So once it goes in, it spoils the lakes, water bodies, even groundwater. So these are the main issues which has to be looked into, and the effluent water has to be treated using the best possible technology to make it harmless. So industry currently excessive depend on freshwater dump. Overall, the water footprint in the industry is too high. So industry is also coal-based thermal plants need massive amounts of water. See, at present I am in Chennai. We have got a problem for coal-based plant here, thermal. That is, this is because of the massive amounts of waste of ash disposal. They don't have any space to dump the ash, fly ash. So now it is a problem now. There will be a power cut. So I pray that until my session over, there will not be no power cut. So wastewater from industrial, what way can be used? Professional, the converting of thermal power plants to closed cycle system, about 60,000 MLD of fresh water can be saved. So TERI has also some comprehensive study it is made. So water saving is to cooling tower, ash handling plants, everything, saving potentials are there. So there itself, if you conduct a water audit, you will have a proper idea and what to do to solve this problem. Industrial water. So a lot of points are given. Industrial water, thermal power plant, pulp and paper, engineering, textile, steel, everywhere there is a problem. So others, curtailing water, emphasis on curtailing wastage in handling and improving the operation. Estimation of water pollution. Water pollution is rampant. It is all known to everybody. Wherever there is industry is there is a problem. Pharma is biggest polluter. So there is creating hazardous waste. pharmaceuticals, rayon fibers, chemicals, chemical plants are creating havocs. Most polluted industries. Recycling and reuse of wastewater. So this is also very, very important subjects as far as industry is concerned. We have got pollution control boards, everything that is in government bodies are there, but then they have got their own limitations in implementing this. Water audit industries. So water audit has to be carried out. It is mandatory, just as energy audit, which are using mandatory energy audit. But unfortunately, water is not part of this one. Our recommendation will be to give importance to water audits also and make it mandatory in each and every industry, in addition to energy audit. Water audit in industry, whichever industry is there, water audit is mandatory. Methodology, again, the same methodology is followed, just as we are doing we have done domestic. So we are going to have a detailed study. Research and development one is one area where we are lacking. So we are only dependent on research laboratories. Industry has to have a research and development wing, a laboratory. So to take care of this particular one, which is the in-house solutions. Moving ahead, these are some of the case studies. Now in our this one, we have designed a water in our colony, about 1,000 plots are there, distributed around 5 buildings in Hyderabad. So here the roof water. So we have made this one we have harvested about. This is actually one Guntur. It's annual rainfall. Guntur is also we have suggested to mother in our doing our water audit or in our audit. So there we this is data is given. Consumption of water in the multiplex complex is around 7 lakh liters. Roof water rainfall 8 lakhs requests per day. Obviously serves 70,000. So it comes to 100 days in a year. It's normal. This is Guntur. Guntur is considered to be a area which does not have much of rains. So these are the roof waters. Already we have discussed in details. So this is actually a simple diagram that rainwater, it can be taken to everything and it can be finally recharge the borewell. Recharging the borewell is possible with this. So this is only one application, but then we can have direct filtration and use it for our domestic use. So this is another one. This is actually directly connected with the online filtration. This is online filtration. So we can see this type of arrangement there in a number of houses, and it can be directly used in our house for our storage in storage tanks. So design and calculation, rainwater yield, liters per year, and this is very, very easy calculations, only arithmetical calculations, everything. Only thing is that you should have a full data. So all these things we have to be done. It is a very, very small thing for filter. So how to design a filter is also another thing. Storage of rainwater in reservoir is artificial. So now water usage in different sectors, we can see agriculture, 70, developing countries 82. So it is about 82% of water use in agriculture. So naturally, agriculture should come under the mandatory water audit, and that is one. And there also we can use the word, how will you measure agricultural yield in liters per agricultural produce, that is maybe tons, kilograms, whatever it is. So too industry, we are using specific energy consumption. So here also we should have a specific water consumption. That means so much of liters of water per ton of industrial production. So same thing domestic, maybe in a flat, how much is the occupants are there per capita liters per day. Now in our house we are using bathing maximum, washing toilets, washing of clothes. So they are all these have got a lot of saving potential that is in our house. But yes, and we have also discussed it in our earlier presentation. So what is actually drinking water? We are going to the water quality of now. What the water we are drinking and what is it going to be, whether it is suiting our daily use. So the most important thing is TDS 500. Anything? Some background is coming. Some. So TDS once it is less than 500, 500 is higher limit. 200 is okay. 150. We have measured our rainwater harvesting. This one it is found to be 150. So 150 means you can easily use it direct use. So if it is this particular figure, other things are all mostly falling into line. So you can consider that unless it is going beyond this one, then you have to take all these other parameters into consideration. And you have to treat the water. Otherwise, no treatment is required. Simple filtration through sand filters, sand and carbon filters. Now, sewage composition. We are talking about sewage. Sewage means we know very well what are the domestic sewage which you have got, okay, which is going to perhaps go into the STP, and this is the composition. Liquid composition 19, solids are so much, microorganism, organic 70%. So here also organic is there, which can be reused. So it appears to be a weird thinking. Then again, primary seed treatment. How is that? Screen chamber, grid chamber, then biological treatment, then RO plant, reverse osmosis, reuse for cooling, flushing of toilets. Again, we can use it back. RO is the maximum. Actually, RO is not generally being used in ordinary, so because it's very costly. Again, we are coming to RO again in detail. So process flow diagram of any STP, it is like this. So domestic sewage, again, biological treatment, chemical coagulation and filtration. So again, it is this everything is beyond CMAD. Water pathways in recycling use. So it is a municipal water supply system. So municipal water supply, how they are carrying out, and atmospheric water vapor, when the precipitation starts, rains, it goes to the groundwater, it goes to irrigation, and part of it goes to municipal usage, water treatment. So water resources management in urban sector. So when reclaimed water, business, buildings, everything, so it ultimately comes to the tap water. Wastewater goes to sewage treatment. Again, is the urban sector. Now, for indirect potable use, about 10% of the total volume of water has been blended with raw water and surface water. The amount of reclaimed water is proposed to be increased progressively to reach about 20% of the total volume of water consumed daily. 10 tips for conserving water. Turn off the water while brushing your teeth, everything. And these are simple tips which anybody can follow in our house. So it's charity begins from home. So we have to start with these are all no technology applications by our conservation with our own human efforts. So There are maybe houses with using a hose also to clean the floor. Aerobic, cost benefit. So we have done a cost study of our plant that is in our STP, that is in our colony, having 1,000 plants. So we are having a 750 KLD plant working on aerobic technology, and we have got pumps, motors, 15 HP, 3 motors which are running continuously for 26 hours, 24 hours per day, 365 days. One motor will be running throughout, and so many other smaller capacity motors are there. So we spend around 3 lakhs rupees every month for 3 lakhs per month. 3 lakhs constitute about 336 lakhs rupees per annum. So this we are using for continuously. So we have a proposal to convert it into anaerobic. Anaerobic means all motors are all not there. That means our 3 lakhs rupees are saved. So what is the anaerobic capital cost required for replacement is 15 lakh, that is 15 lakh rupees. So just payback period is within 3 months, 5 months, 5 months. Within 5 months you get back the money. And thereafter you need not spend anything. Some backgrounds, kindly mute, sir.
Okay, permit.
So again, we are going back to the basics. This is the drinking water which we can use in our house also. Okay, this is a simple method. You are getting clean water, raw water, fine sand, coarse sand. So, but then you require carbon also. Here, what you are lacking is carbon as well as sandstone. So, what I suggest is you should have sandstone layer as well as this one. But then this is a simple system. Multi-stage RO filtration. Again, there is an RO filtration. RO plants are also coming very, very common now. You can have picked it up in the houses, maybe 2,000, 3,000 rupees. But then it has got its problem because we will discuss about the problem with the RO now. Water purification plant, again, these are schematic direction of this one, where raw water is this one, then after so many things, chemical purification. Reverse osmosis plant, these also smaller plants are available. But what are the disadvantages of reverse osmosis? We are very, very used to getting this bottled water. So, you know, even in our houses, we are getting bottled water and we are living on bottled water. I'm thinking that this is the safest water which we can use. But unfortunately, the truth is something different. The first thing is, when the RO water comes to to our house, by the time 10%, only 10% of the water fed into the system is utilized. The other 90% is gone to waste. So that is a system works. Then almost all the good minerals are being removed by the process, and what you are getting is mineralless, does not have any minerals. We get simply like something like distilled water, and the cost is very, very high, and high price does not. And but then the marketing wing is very, very this one. Without this water, we cannot spend even a single day. And we are spending nearly 500 rupees of water in our house, Bisleri water, high quality water, and to purchase this poisonous water. This is known to everybody, mostly everybody, mostly the knowledgeable people about water knows about it. But then this is a harsh reality. Unless we know very well what is the problem, how can you solve the problem? So this is the thing, reverse osmosis water filters. Not good. You see, World Health Organization has given this. Reverse osmosis water filters are not good for health. Warning issued by the World Health Organization, but then so many people are lining up. Just see. So RO disaster. There's a, it is actually Deccan Herald news report. Reverse osmosis applies a partially permeable membrane to remove ion, unwanted molecules and radioactivity. This may reduce the concentration of particulate matter. So what is required for the water is being removed. Kaveri water, it's a Deccan Herald from Chennai. So Kaveri water may not require any RO. So it's a footnote. So we are coming with a solution. RO is useless, then what can be useful? So this is another technology Tata has developed. I am not advocate of Tata, but in my house also I got a Tata Nano filter, very, very cheap, maybe 700,000 rupees. It's got a bulb, everything. So this Tata Nano technology can be used in our house. This is one message I want to tell. Not as a marketing man, as a Tata owner, but a user. My user perspective is this can be used for drinking water, and this can be used. 3,000 liters capacity is there, another 6,000 liters capacity is there. It got a disposable bulb. So this built around a bulb like water purifier made of natural elements, rice husk, rice husk is used, and nano silver particles. So these are the heating elements. You have got a primary filter there, then a secondary filter, and the final filter is the bulb. So this is a Tata Switch, very small, which can be put in a very small spool. Switch can purify water, 3-4 liters every hour. The purifier consists of 2 parts. So this can be cleaned up by ourselves, no problem. Now another concept I am telling, toilet to tap concept. Yes, it is possible. It is possible that for the toilet you can use technology to make it drinkable. And in Chennai, demonstrated this technology to remove all these have evolved over the period. Chennai has demonstrated way back in 1995 by commissioning 2 advanced sewage plants in Madras refineries and Madras fertilizers. So this is actually the reclamation plants were when they used to water supply 225 million. This is the supply, water supply, but then they used to have generate 30 million, maybe 1/10 or even slightly more, 1/8 of this one city's requirement. They already done it, but then there will be a public perception that is these particular things cannot be used, even if it is the test report says it may be different. So these plants continue to function at this day. Later trends involved adopting the recovered water. Okay, in even US, there's a problem in South African countries, and they used to use this particular technology. So it is happening in Singapore also. It is not this one. It's a new technology. It is being used effectively. So there are technical solutions, but then it's a question of administrative willingness and the political administration to implement this. Now standard measurement. So without measurement, you cannot control domestic. That is standard measurement liter per capita per day, agricultural liter per agricultural output per day, industrial liters per industrial output per day, commercial buildings liters per floor space per day. So this is the final slide. Water is precious. Little drops make mighty ocean. Do not waste even a drop of water. 50% of our water consumed can be 50% of the water consumed is saved. Use water judiciously. Recycle waste water. Any questions, please? Any questions, sir?
Hello, sir. There is one question from participant.
Yeah, please.
Can I replace the belt? 1 minute, sir.
Please repeat, sir.
Sir, there are the any is there any sensors to check the THD and the pH values?
Yeah, yes, it is there. If you want to have domestic, see, THD is very easy. The other this one you will have to send it to the laboratory. THD you can have online measurement, sensors are there, very cheap, maybe 1,000 rupees. Even you may get it in Amazon also. If you go to Amazon, ask this, perhaps you can have THD measurement. See, I told very specifically, THD is less than 500. Rest assured, the water is okay. And even this, if you want to have added precaution, boil the water and drink it. Boil the water at least for 5 minutes and drink it. It is safe. And the best this one is Tata Swachh. That water that is filtered from Tata Swachh, you heat it up and use. And no water should be used without heating. That means boiling water. Boiling water takes care of most of things. So this is our one. THD meters are available. The other things you may require a laboratory. I don't think any other sensors available. Yes, THD measurement also sensor based. That you can do yourself. If you have got a colony, use it. Colony, you can purchase and keep it in the colony. If you have got a house, nothing wrong. So every day you can drink the water. THD, use them. THD, immediately you get the result. Like thermostat, thermometer shows the readings. Like the thermometer, it will also show the readings. Okay, sir. Very nice question. Any other similar questions, sir?
One more question from my side. Sir, is there any calibration required for such instruments?
Yeah, all the instrument requires calibration. For instance, our meter, all digital meters, everything requires calibration. Even your energy audit measuring instrument requires calibration. Without calibration, whatever that audit that you do is not considered this one is not acceptable. It is not acceptable by the BEE. So you have to conduct this one, test everything. Otherwise, it's not this one. Now we are taking the blood pressure reading. There are meters there. We can measure your blood pressure meters, but nobody relies on that, because when you do the particular stethoscope with the blower of the doctor, that has not changed. No sensor is come there, because it is your own individual health. If you want to present a something you do not person whom you dislike, you give him the blood pressure as his presentation. That is a particular device. So it is misleading. Okay. So that is this one. So everybody requires yearly calibration, because reading changes. Any more questions, sir?
Is there any questions from participants? You can ask directly by unmute yourself, or you can put into the chat box.
First thing is, the most important thing is water. Water. The rest of the things are all okay, because water makes your life. Without water, you cannot drink even 2 days, 3 days. That's all, finished. Your life is over. So water has to be very important. All the other things are all, rest is all unimportant. Not, I don't mean to say unimportant. Only after the priority wise. This is most important. So we have to give, from our side, we are IA, Indian Association of Energy Management Professionals. We want to give suggestions to the BEE how to improve this one. About suggestions of how to make it more effective. So we want suggestions from everybody. So out of which our suggestion is make the water audit mandatory. Whether it is industry, then agriculture, farming sector, everywhere, and even in colonies, water, housing colonies, education institutions, everywhere it should be made mandatory. So I also request the knowledgeable persons who are participating here as well as faculty to give your reviews and give to me, actually, Dr. Sanjay Kot, your suggestions, so that we will be finally sending our comprehensive report maybe within 3 or 4 days. Okay, sir?
Sir, one more question is from participant.
Yeah.
How
Very
to
nice.
define
That
how
means
to define water footprint in the office building?
what is that?
How to define
Water?
footprint in office building?
I don't understand the question.
The participant has asked the question. The question is how to define water footprint in office building.
Water footprint.
Yes, sir.
Water footprint in the office.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, the water usage, water wastage is a water footprint. So any wastage is there, avoidable wastages make up, whether it's a carbon footprint. See, carbon footprint, what is that? Carbon footprint is your wastage of GHG emissions, then carbon footprint. So like that waste to water, when the water is wastage is there, most wastage of water can be translated into water footprints. Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Yes.
So this is actually an awareness program. Most of the technologies are also discussed here in details. And there's a technological solution. There's a conservation solutions. So we have to pick and choose whatever that is suit to our requirement as a case study, case to case basis. Okay,
yes,
sir?
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for the nice questions. Most of the questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The questions were all very nice.
Hi, yes, sir. Dear participant, if you have any questions, just you can ask the questions by unmuting yourself, or you can drop the message in the chat box also.
It is a learning lesson for me. If only you ask questions, I will also learn something from you.
If
the
you have
percentage is
any
too
questions,
long.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Percentage is too long because you have to crowd so many data, details, everything in a single presentation. So it's actually case to case. If you want to go, at least one full day session is required, so that you can
Yes,
have discuss each and every point threadbare without any problems. That is, but then because of time limit, I had to. But then I felt that all these points has to be brought to the notice of the participants.
Sir, there is one more question.
Yeah, please.
How to select the water to ensure energy savings?
How to select water to
ensure energy savings?
That is, I don't know the relations. You see, minimum water usage bring down energy consumption, because we have found that 15% of the energy usage is because of the for water, bringing water to your doorsteps, to tap. So if I reduce even 1%, this one everything percentage of 10 my water usage, then energy consumption will come down naturally. That is applicable everywhere. Say for instance in industry, there is unnecessary water usage is there, and the power consumption naturally goes up. See, two things are happening side by side. One thing is water, precious water is lost. Second thing is, added to that, adding insult to injury, this energy is also lost. That percentage is given 15%. It can vary from place to place. So it has got a relationship. The minimum consumption, that means you are minimizing two things. You are adding two birds in a single stone. That is, you are reducing the energy, water loss, as well as energy loss. And you can calculate it on this one monetary basis. How much is the rupee value you are losing? You can calculate very easily. Is it satisfactory, sir? What I told?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely, sir.
Okay. Good question, sir. This is actually the things which is making our brain functioning. Otherwise, like a robotic, I want presenting. The questions will be the best thing. It should be more a question answer session rather than big one-sided presentation. Interactive discussions are the way forward. Dr. Khoz, Dr. Sanjay. Dr. Sanjay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You have explored the things regarding the water conservation in a very well manner, which is very helpful for day-to-day life, sir. And also, it is very important to adapt the methods and conserve the water wastage, sir. So, thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful session, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.